The Waverly Hills Sanatorium, often spelled sanitarium in older documents, is a real historic building located in Louisville, Kentucky. It is one of the most famous former tuberculosis hospitals in the United States and has a reputation for being one of the most haunted places in the country. Here's a factual breakdown. History of Waverly Hills Sanatorium opened 1910. Expanded in 1926 into the larger Gothic-style building we see today. Purpose: built to treat TB patients during an outbreak when TB had no known cure. Capacity: designed to hold over 400 patients at its peak. Closed as a TB hospital, 1961, after TB was largely brought under control thanks to antibiotics. Medical practices and reputation: tuberculosis treatment was harsh before antibiotics. Lung removal, collapsing lungs, and other experimental surgeries were common. The body chute was a long tunnel used to discreetly remove dead bodies to avoid demoralizing other patients. At its height, thousands died at Waverly, though the exact number is debated. Some sources estimate 6,000 to 8,000 deaths, while others claim far more. Haunted reputation: Waverly Hills gained paranormal notoriety after being featured on shows like Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, and Scariest Places on Earth. Common ghost stories include Room 502, a nurse allegedly hanged herself, hereafter becoming pregnant out of wedlock and possibly contracting TB. Another nurse reportedly jumped to her death from the same room. Apparitions, shadow people, children, and voices are often reported. Cold spots, unexplained noises, and disembodied footsteps are frequently cited during ghost tours. Current status: privately owned and under partial restoration. Offers historical tours, paranormal investigations, and haunted house events. Owners aim to preserve it as a historic site and eventually convert parts into a museum, hotel, or cultural center. Summary: Waverly Hills is real, and its historical role in treating TB is well documented. Its haunted status is not proven, but is widely accepted in paranormal communities. The building is a blend of tragic medical history and modern ghost lore, which makes it fascinating whether you believe in ghosts or not. Now let's dive deeper into some specifics about Waverly Hills, starting with its location and origins. Where in Kentucky is Waverly Hills? Waverly Hills Sanatorium is situated on a 75-acre tract of land on the southwestern edge of Louisville, Kentucky, just across the road from what is now the University of Louisville's Cardinal Stadium. What led to its construction? Well, the answer lies in a chilling chapter of history: the tuberculosis epidemic. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, tuberculosis was a leading cause of death worldwide. It ravaged communities, leaving families shattered in its wake. Known then as the White Plague, TB was particularly dreaded for its relentless progression and high mortality rate. By the turn of the century, Louisville found itself grappling with the severity of this disease. Realizing the need for a dedicated facility to combat its spread, the city took action. On March 3, 1910, the cornerstone of the Waverly Hills Sanatorium was laid, marking the beginning of a structure that would become a beacon of hope for many, but a symbol of despair for others. The original building was modest in size, a mere 2-story wooden structure. However, it signified the commitment of Louisville to providing a space where those afflicted with TB could receive specialized care. This initial step turned out to be just the beginning. As the years progressed, the demand for such services grew exponentially. And in 1926, it was clear that the small wooden building could not meet the rising needs of the community. So it was time for expansion. The decision was made to demolish the old structure and erect a larger permanent building in its place. The new sanatorium was designed in the prevalent Gothic style of architecture, a common feature of such institutions at the time. Standing tall and imposing, the 5-story red brick building became a landmark on the horizon of southwestern Louisville. It was equipped with all the necessary facilities to cater to a large number of patients. But within its grand halls, a chilling reality awaited those who stepped inside. As the doors of Waverly Hills Sanatorium opened to its first patients, it marked the start of a journey fraught with both hope and despair. Inside the stark white corridors, the air was thick with anticipation. For many, it was a last resort, a final chance against the relentless TB. The sanatorium wasn't just a place of treatment, it was a world unto itself. It had its own post offices, zip code, farm, and even a powerhouse. Everything was provided within its boundaries, isolating patients from the outside world, shielding them from the only hope of fresh air, which ironically accelerated their demise. The cost of this isolated existence was high. The treatment methods of the day were harsh, to say the least. Doctors believed that fresh air was the enemy. As a result, many patients died indoors, confined to dark rooms, denied the very breath of life. To make matters worse, if a patient's condition worsened and they passed away, their body would be removed through a secret passage known as the body chute. This underground tunnel ensured that the living didn't have to confront the grim reality of death within the sanatorium. The secrecy surrounding it only added to the mystery and macabre nature of this institution. Now, if you've heard tales of the countless souls said to linger within Waverly Hills, it's essential to understand that the exact number of lives lost here is a subject of debate. Estimates vary widely, making it difficult to pinpoint the exact toll this sanatorium has taken. But the story doesn't end at tuberculosis. After the deadly grip of TB began to loosen in the 1950s, thanks to the miracle of antibiotics, Waverly Hills found itself at a crossroads. Its purpose, its identity, and its very survival hung in the balance. As the sanatorium emptied of TB patients, the looming question echoed through its hallowed halls: what next? Faced with dwindling patient numbers and the changing medical landscape, the institution had to adapt or face closure. In 1961, with a heavy heart and a sense of uncertainty, Waverly Hills Sanatorium closed its doors on its chapter of treating tuberculosis. But rather than allowing the building to stand vacant, a new vision emerged. In 1962, a new era dawned for Waverly Hills. It reopened its doors, shedding its reputation as a TB sanatorium and embracing a new identity, Woodhaven Geriatric Center. Its mission now focused on providing care for the elderly and those with mental health challenges and developmental disabilities. The sprawling rooms and corridors that once housed TB patients were now filled with the quiet murmur of seniors engaged in activities, sharing stories and finding solace in the twilight years of their lives. Under its new avatar, Waverly Hills continued to serve the community, offering comfort and care to a different set of individuals in need. It stood as a testament to its enduring legacy, adapting and evolving to meet the changing healthcare needs of its time. Yet this transition was not without its shadows. The building's past as a TB sanatorium continued to loom large in the public's imagination. Many still whispered tales of the spirits that were said to roam its halls, adding a layer of intrigue and mystery to its already rich history. However, despite these stories, Waverly Hills pressed on, balancing its historic baggage with its new purpose. It strived to provide a haven for the elderly and those seeking mental health support. But as the years rolled on, a new set of challenges emerged. The late 1970s and early 1980s saw a decline in the quality of care at Waverly Hills. Reports of overcrowding, inadequate staffing, and allegations of mistreatment surfaced, casting a shadow over its reputation. In 1982, the state of Kentucky intervened, shutting down Waverly Hills due to serious health code violations. The once bustling halls fell silent, echoing with the absence of patients and the weight of unfulfilled promises. With its doors shut, Waverly Hills stood as a symbol of missed opportunities and unaddressed concerns. The closure marked the end of an era, leaving behind a legacy tarnished by the shadows of neglect and disappointment. Today, Waverly Hills stands as a testament to a bygone era, a relic of a time when tuberculosis cast its chilling shadow over society. Its Gothic facade tells tales of a battle fought and lost, a battle against an invisible enemy that claimed countless lives. While the halls are no longer filled with the coughs and whispers of patients, they resonate with the echoes of a tragic past. The body chute serves as a somber reminder of the grim realities faced by those who walked these halls, and the stories of the spirits that linger here add an eerie layer to its already haunting history. As you explore the sanatorium, you're not just a tourist or a ghost hunter. You're a time traveler retracing the steps of those who lived and died here. You're connecting with a history that's both heartbreaking and inspiring. If you've ever considered visiting Waverly Hills, know that you're in for an experience that's both enlightening and spine-chilling. Guided tours offer insights into the sanatorium's past, while paranormal investigations allow you to explore the darker tales that have made it famous. But a word of caution, the spirits are said to be restless. You might just brush shoulders with an apparition or hear whispers from beyond the grave. So go if you dare, but tread lightly, for you never know what secrets Waverly Hills might reveal.